doing, sir?
Hey, how you doing?
Forgot we have in police department.
Yeah.
What are you up to today?
What'd you pull me over for?
I was just curious. I saw you behind me. I couldn't tell what you
turned your
had.
emergency lights on and pulled me over because you were curious?
Yeah,
is that legal?
Activity.
What statute is that?
It's suspicious activity, sir.
What's
Do you
your
have a
badge?
driver's license on you?
What'd you pull me over for?
Suspicious activity. I didn't know what you were doing.
That's not a law.
Actually, I
no,
can
it
pull
isn't.
you over for that, sir.
Suspicious activity.
Yes.
What's
Do you have your driver's
name?
license on you, sir?
What's your name?
Do you have your driver's license on you, sir?
Sir, you didn't pull me. You can't pull me over for suspicious activity.
Actually, I can.
No, you can't.
I can.
Can you call your supervisor? You have to have a statute why you pull me over.
Can I get a supervisor to my location, please?
What was the suspicious activity?
Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. This video is a perfect example of why knowing your rights is not optional. It's survival when dealing with tyrant police officers who either don't know the law or simply choose to ignore it. Right from the start, the officer admits he pulled this man over out of curiosity, labeling it as suspicious activity, a phrase that sounds official but has no legal backbone. The driver immediately challenges this unlawful stop, calmly asking for the statute that justifies the detention. Instead of providing a lawful reason, the officer doubles down, demanding identification without articulable suspicion or probable cause. This opening exchange sets the tone for what's coming. A citizen standing firm on his rights, while an officer tries to bluff his way through an illegal stop. This is exactly how rights get violated when people don't push back.
Can I ask what you were doing out there, sir?
I'm not going to answer any questions.
So why are you asking me questions then?
Because you're a public servant. I'm not. I'm not paid with taxpayer dollars.
Okay. So what's your name? Is this your car?
Why did you pull me over? What statute is that you pulled me over for? What lawful reason? Can you articulate that? Because I took your picture?
I couldn't tell what you were doing, sir.
Right. Well, then you pulled me over because you couldn't tell what I was doing?
Because it was suspicious activity. You sat behind me even though there was no reason to. There was no traffic coming.
I didn't sit behind you.
Yes, you did. You sat on Brewster Street for a while.
Yeah.
There was no traffic coming. You could have pulled out and turned north onto Richmond as your blinker suggested.
Why were you sitting there? There was no car in front of you.
I had conducted a traffic stop.
All right, move out of the way of the road. You're impeding traffic.
10-4, can you check it out?
Hi.
Hi.
Lieutenant Alvac with Appleton Police. You asked to talk to a supervisor?
Yeah, this guy pulled me over for suspicious activity.
Okay.
He said.
Now here's where things start getting uncomfortable for law enforcement. The driver refuses to answer questions, reminding the officer that he's under no obligation to do so. Instead of backing off, the officer keeps fishing, asking for a name, a license, and explanations he is not legally entitled to. The citizen repeatedly demands one simple thing, a lawful reason for the stop. And that's when the cracks begin to show. The officer can't articulate a crime, a violation, or even reasonable suspicion. Everything circles back to the same weak excuse. I didn't know what you were doing. That's not law. That's fear-based policing. The driver calls for a supervisor, not as a sign of submission, but as a strategic move to expose a lack of legal grounds behind the stop.
What statute is that?
Which what?
What statute is that?
It's not a statute, sir. It's a...
So he's pulling me over for a non-violation. I haven't violated. I wasn't committing a crime. I wasn't about to commit a crime, and he didn't catch me committing a crime.
Okay.
Why did he or any violation, why did he pull me over? Suspicion in itself isn't a reason to pull someone over.
Well, when you're in an area where an officer is conducting a traffic stop on another vehicle and you stop and you have something in your hand, it's kind of a dangerous world we live in right now. Okay, so he didn't know what your intentions were or what you had in your hand.
Right.
Okay, it's certainly within the law to film. You just have to do it in a way that isn't going to cause concern with regards to an officer's safety.
No, that's not true. The Supreme Court already ruled on this. It doesn't interfere with the officer's safety.
Yep.
At all.
Yep. Okay, so he stopped to see what you had in your hand because he didn't know it was a camera.
That's not what he said. He said suspicious activity.
Yep.
And that's not a reason to stop me either.
Okay. Well, it could be. It certainly could be.
Well, a lot of things could be, but it's not.
Well, the totality of everything here is he didn't know that was a camera. Okay, if it was clearly a camera, it wouldn't have been a stop. But he didn't know what it was.
Yeah, it's still a violation.
When the supervisor arrives, you might expect professionalism and clarity, but instead, you get damage control. The lieutenant tries to justify the stop by claiming officer safety and vague concerns about an object in the driver's hand. The citizen immediately shuts that down, correctly citing Supreme Court precedent that protects the right to film police in public without interference. The supervisor attempts to reframe the situation, suggesting that if the object had been clearly a camera, the stop wouldn't have happened. But that argument collapses instantly because uncertainty is not a crime. Suspicion alone does not equal reasonable suspicion. What we're seeing here is senior officers passing down bad information, reinforcing unconstitutional behavior, and expecting the public to accept it without question.
Of my rights for him to pull me over for that reason.
Okay, we don't have anything else right now? Okay. Okay, well.
Yeah, I didn't commit any violation or crime. You can't run my ID.
Okay.
I'm talking to you.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Do you need it for anything else? Because
Don't stop people unlawfully. Honor your oath.
You're on your way, sir.
Honor your oath.
You're on your way.
You're on your way.
You point to your camera?
What do you think it is?
Why don't you pay attention to the road?
Why don't you stop talking to me?
This final moment drives home the most important lesson of the entire encounter. The driver is released without a citation, without charges, and without justification, proving the stop was unlawful from the beginning. And yet, even as he leaves, the officers continue making comments that show pure resentment for being challenged. This is exactly why calling a supervisor doesn't automatically protect you. Supervisors are often the product of the same broken system, trained by the same senior officers who normalize rights violations. That's why knowing your rights matters more than trusting authority. This video is a reminder to always record the police, always ask for statute, and never assume compliance equals safety. Support the channel, spread awareness, and remember, your rights only work if you use them.